should be topic number 4 tonight. What in the world? Can you believe this is happening in a college in 2022? This came with a link that takes us to, it seems like it takes us to Instagram. Taking a minute. All right, so let's check out this video.
Yes. Could you stop, please? No. Could you stop? No. Thank you. I'm thinking about you. All right. Who is she? Yeah.
Home video.
Me too. Nope.
You're almost there. Yeah, okay. So that's what's going on a college campus. I guess seems like Kentucky. I'm not particularly surprised, but Kevin Carey, what say you to what you just saw?
I mean, it was very smart to record the video so you'll have evidence, so this Karen can go and complain and say, "Oh, two black girls were taking advantage of me while I was drunk and they beat me up." You know, the Karen tears. But at the same time, that black woman, if she had hit her, she was within her right to defend herself. You know, you saw that Karen putting her hands on that black woman. What they always tell you when we're little children, our parents, keep your hands to yourself. You don't put your hands on people. And she's lucky that she didn't get her head split open by someone knocking her ass and she fall on breaking her head open. But, you know, as they say, you know, alcohol is like the truth serum. You know, when you get these Karens nice and drunk, this is what you get. But I want to hear what the other members have to say.
Yeah, let's hear from the forecast. Can you believe this is still happening in 2022?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? You know, I mean, I would be like, yo, I felt threatened for my life. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? But we don't got that energy for you know, we ain't got that energy. But yeah, that's all I got to say though.
Yeah, no surprises. I figured forecast would be on top of that. No real surprises there. No real surprises there. Real Black Gentleman, how do you feel about that video?
You know, it's just just how people feel. That's how the Karen feels. It clearly something. What it probably was that the black woman said something, and this is the stuff that was off the camera, and it just escalated because, you know what I'm saying, I don't even know what it was. It was just maybe it was just her passing them by, and it just turned into, you know, white girl just trying to be white girl, just being Karen, just like, you know, just belittling, you know, black women and trying to play the white card and trying to just be belligerent because she's white and she says so. I mean, I don't know the whole story, but I mean, I just have a feeling that this is how these things happen. I mean, I was at a college, and I got attacked by, you know what I'm saying, like I had to tackle the dude to the ground type stuff. It was goofy, but I mean, these things happen. I mean, it's wild. I can believe that it's happening. It's like, what, in Kentucky? Oh yeah, Kentucky. I mean, this is Kentucky's still the South. I mean,
right.
It is what it is. I mean, the sisters clearly held their ground and, you know, neutralized her, and, you know, she you know, I mean, just look at the screen right there. It's just like that's just an encapsulation of the whole thing. That's just like the screenshot right there. Her being locked up, saying, you know, you know, it is what it is. Like, live here, succeed. Like, support community success. This is 2022, and I mean, if that's how, you know, if that's how white women feel in 2022, and just how they're teaching their daughters, and then this is what it is. Like, it shouldn't be any surprise. I'm just glad that, you know what I'm saying, it you know what I'm saying, that it was again caught on camera, and that the situation was clearly, you know, settled straight. Now again, will she get, you know, charged? I don't, you know, should she be charged? Yeah. Why not? I mean, you know, make sure, you know, it just sends a message that, you know, we don't need the belligerence, and just, you know, black people need, you know, protected statuses. And you know what I'm saying? That's what black people need. Black people, African Americans, you know, in this country have been way past due. And my concern is that white people at large are just going to wait till black people just kind of dilute our numbers, and kind of try to run the clock out on like black issues, and kind of hope that black people miscegenate themselves out, and to say, well, there were black people in, you know, at the end of slavery, and that, you know, now there really aren't any black people. You know, it's stuff like that where it's like they, you know, the whole idea of integrating in colleges, you know, why are black people in that college, and why don't we, you know, black people in predominantly black colleges, you know? I mean, these are going to happen when black people and white people are in these same spaces, and in you know, there's still that bigotry.
Right. We got to separate.
Pass.
Yeah, we have to.
I mean, I think that in the United States, there really needs to be a strong. I mean, it's not going to happen unless people move around. I mean, but I mean, the whole idea that it's just not there. And I mean, anything where there are forces that are kind of like getting in between us, that repel us against each other, that we're not able to coalesce in natural. Like we should be just like, it should be like, why is there any call? Like in a lot of places, people talk about internal migration, and people move around in the country, you know, just cause, you know, vacationing and stuff. White people don't move around for vacation and go, you know, just do these things in numbers that you might expect. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, I mean, I look at it, I want to laugh, but you know, when you really think about it, like, we know black people have a lot to do. We if we want to constantly be in the same spaces with these people, then I mean, that's what's going to happen. I'm gonna pass.
Let's welcome and Gas them up this week. Gas, how are you this week? Gas, are you there? All right. Seems like Gas is having a technical difficulty. Brother Bakari came back. Brother Bakari, what say you?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shit. What make people think stuff like this has stopped? Man, it's time for black folks to whoop some folks' ass. It's just that simple. Her laughing, whatever happening, let that white woman, you know, black people need to understand it's black people versus the world. And this shit right here, it ain't gonna stop. I heard the dude say something about a protective status. I have no idea what a piece of paper gonna do. So we can't sit around and wait for the same people that want to kill you to give you a status saying we protecting you. The only protective status black people need is black people. And shit like black people, pardon my French on your panel, but black people got to start beating people ass like that. If you don't beat their ass, oh well, whatever you get, you sit there and let it happen. You sit there and let it happen. In all honesty, I can't. Did nothing happen, but if you sit there and let something happen, there's nothing I can do. You just got to start beating your ass. It's just that simple. And it have nothing to do, like in my opinion, whether it's in Kentucky or whatever, because you find shit like this everywhere, like the woman in New York jogging down the street on her bike or whatever, and a white woman threw the bar at her and called her a nigga, pardon my French. So it don't make a difference where it is, and we got to stop doing that. Oh, it's in the South. No, this in the United States. This the damn United States. And that's just what it is. And stop waiting on people to get your protective. I hear the mic.
Can I add something real quick that I observed during this week?
Go ahead.
Know, now you're seeing a lot of these guys from Central America, Mexico. They come up here. You gotta be careful, black people. The black folks out west, they're used to this word, but over here it's starting to come over here now. When you start hearing a lot of these Hispanics talk about mayate, they're talking about you. That's a very. I was looking it up the other way. That it virtually in intentional America, it means something different. But when it comes to in America, it's a very derogatory term against black people. I just want to pass that information out there. The word's mayate.
All right, thank you for that. Gas was here, but I guess he had technical difficulties. Whenever he comes back, whenever you come back, Gas, we'll get your thoughts on this too in the chat. KW Don 7 says we still are playing around with Urugu. Playtime is over. B. Rodriguez says we need a protected status bill that will be enforced. Election cycle 2023 and beyond spells problems. Tanzania's still out there. She says, no surprise. They still do what they've been doing. B. Rodriguez says, being casual, this is a quote, being casual causes you to become a casualty. That's from Les Brown. Let's see. Hold on, my computer's acting up now. Let's see if we can get Gas on this time. Gas, can you hear us? Can you? Still not hearing Gas. I see your mic was unmuted, but we still couldn't hear you. All right, Gas. Does anyone have any other thoughts on this? Because there is a follow-up.
Yeah, I didn't get to speak.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, sorry.
Okay, so I have 3 points to make. Number one, we need to stop calling them Karens. That's a really cute name. They're not cute. They're racist bitches. I mean, we have no cute names for each other. So the Karen sounds really sweet. Susan and all that nonsense. Debbie, Becky, all that nonsense. They're racist bitches. Call it what it is. Number two, I wish that black women would treat white women the same way they treat each other. Yeah, because if that was a black girl, she would have done get beat down. Yeah. We are very nice to these people when they do stuff because we don't want to be seen as the aggressor. Listen to me. The world sees us as aggressors. A ball across our head. I think it's about time we as the people start to show people, okay, you call us aggressors, then we can be aggressors, okay? And I think only when we start doing the things that they claim that we do with all the lies, especially in America, maybe they'll start shutting up. Yeah, because if you knew that you said nigger and you woke up 10 minutes later, maybe you'll stop saying nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in America here, people have given these people just way too much. They a lot. Can you imagine that the children of genocidal maniacs out here calling you criminals? Like, I don't know how people can let people get away with that nonsense. To me, that is some bull. And my third thing was, I honestly believe there's situations. Now we've seen it enough times. I think there comes a time when we need to turn the camera off and move away from whatever other cameras there are, so there are no witnesses. Yeah, and then turn it on afterwards. Like 10 minutes later. So it's like, oops, I really don't know what happened, but it looks like an unfortunate situation. She was standing, now she's not standing. We have no evidence. All we know is her word against ours. Hell, I would lay down on the ground too. I will punch her in the head, and both of us would be on the ground pretending that she will be crying, and I'll pretend. There was a situation once when I had to ask my sister. I told my sister, "Hey, I can't cry. I can't fake cry, but I need you to fake cry in this situation. So you look like you're a victim too." And she busts those tears out.
Hey, we can also wear our mask. It's still COVID season, and wear our gloves.
Exactly. Like there's just sometimes like growing up, my mom would look at the KKK coming through, and she would ask a question like, why didn't black people ride horses in black outfits? Like, to her, it seemed like such a simple solution. The white people were in white, if the black people were in black, let's get it on licking and kicking, but to sit and constantly be a victim, white people are constantly lying on you. You know that Karen is going to lie on you. Punch the bitch in the head. I mean, turn off the camera, but punch her in the head. Lay down on the ground next to her, and both y'all just carry on like a fight happened. Exactly. A few moments later. Exactly. I mean, at some point we need to turn the cameras off. That's all I can say.
Trigger Happy 262 in the chat said, I remember someone made the point that Karen actually conceals their name and they don't get any consequences. Interesting point. He thinks that person was on Twitter. So that's the kind of echo what Marcus Garvey is way was saying. Bobby Wright says, I think we need to stop being scary and start regulating. We have no problem regulating on each other. And I think that's the comment of the night for that prompt anyway. Let's see if Gas is there. Gas, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So shout out to the panel, shout out to everybody. I want to say something very quickly. I know we're gonna move on, but someone, I guess the person took my idea about regulating on each other because that's my whole thing. I'll be honest. You know, the Karens, other than calling the police on me and state violence, we have more to fear with black on black crime than we do from Karen on black crime. The numbers play that out. So what these people are doing is wrong, but they've always done this. This is nothing new. This is just who they are. I'm not sure why anybody's still shocked. I mean, this is like the 50,000th shoot the breeze topic where we've seen a white person do what white people do. So, you know, I think I'm not shocked by it. What I am shocked by is that over the years, as these videos come out, you see a very docile approach to white people. You know, no one takes that aggressive tone. But if that was another black woman doing what she was doing, you know, how do you think we would react to each other? So, you know, that's just my point. I think we need to do a lot of in-house policing before we worry about the external.
I appreciate that, Gas. I'd like to say this to something Gas said too about this being, you know, the 50,000s or whatever, you know, shoot the breeze topic like this. I think that's one of the good things too about it. It's we get to see the resistance, I guess you could say, the intellectual resistance to the reality. Like there's still people shocked by this in 2022. There's still black people shocked by this. And the only thing I could think is you're being resistant to these facts that you see in all these different types of videos and shoot the breeze topics and all that stuff. Like for you to still be in disbelief is wild to me. This is what they do. Now, what are you going to do? And several people in the chat have talked about it. Bakari them talked about it here on the panel. That's what you got to do. You know, Marcus Garvey will be back momentarily. The pro-black perspective is only out there saying peace from Tanzania, from TZ. Tanzan earlier said, like the thugs in blue do with the body cams, convenient film. Yeah, turn that shit off. Put in the work and turn it back on a few moments later, and we'll see the outcome of this. But it's enough of this stuff now. You know, it's enough of white folks doing what white folks do and black folks doing in response to it what black folks tend to do in response to white folks. Some lame shit. You know, some lame shit. So there's a follow-up, though. So I noticed it on the Discord. There's a follow-up to the KY college student. This comes with a link. My computer is moving slow now. Man, I hate that. This doesn't make sense. This takes us to a link. Kentucky student Sophia Rosing, 22, heading to rehab and withdrawing from school after racist outburst. So this is the white bitch here. Shout out to the forecast. University of Kentucky student Sophia Rosing, 22, will withdraw from the school and enter treatment after her racist tirade against black students was captured in a viral video. She will do so on Tuesday or Wednesday, her lawyer confirmed in a statement, revealing Rosing is very, very embarrassed and humiliated young lady. Peters said Rosing is getting into some kind of treatment program and sensitivity program to help her through this situation. He noted she will be treated for several things, but did not go into specifics with NBC News. She's going to get help. That's all I can say, Peters continued. Fellow students have been calling for expulsion after footage showed Rossing seemingly intoxicated and struggling to balance as she attempted to hit freshman dorm desk staffer Kyla Spring while spewing racist slurs. Rossing also attempted to kick another black student as she attempted to help Spring subdue the co-ed in a shocking clip making its rounds online. As Radar Online.com previously reported, Rossing was arrested early Sunday morning. So this is the young black woman, Sophia, who she was fighting with. She pleaded not guilty to public intoxication, assault, and disorderly conduct on Monday. Rossing posted her bail and was released around 6 p.m. last night. Now, this fucker pleaded not guilty to public intoxication, assault, and disorderly conduct when there's a video going on. That's wild, right? Photos captured Rossing leaving Lexington's Fayette County Detention Center, obscuring her face with a piece of paper while being escorted out by her parents. On Monday, the University of Kentucky released a series of tweets calling the repulsive and violent video deeply offensive and something to be taken very seriously. The sting and strike of a racist act is felt by the victims, to be sure, but it also is felt by all of us. Failure to identify racism and directly speak out against it prevents us from living up to our promise and potential, part of the statement read. We must therefore be accountable. It continued, we must never shrink from our responsibility to shine a light on racism and hate wherever it exists. Well, again, that's the follow-up. Anyone have any comments to the follow-up of this story? In the private chat, Gas says we are second-class citizens. Why seek justice for this nonsense? This is a distraction. I think I heard someone's mic was open just now.
The justice, that was, okay, go ahead, Forecast. I'll go to you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bukhari.
I was just gonna say the only justice is beating their ass. It's just that simple. And if it's not in you to beat somebody's ass when they disrespect you, it's just not in you. And shit, I can't. If you can't fight for yourself, I damn sure can't fight for you. And of course, she pled guilty. Probably won't be nothing much gonna happen. They taking it steps. She's getting out of school. She's going to rehab. You know what? She should have been she should have just been beat bloody. It's just that simple. She should have been beat down. I don't know.
Yeah, she not guilty by it.
You know, I don't know how many people, you know, I don't know, maybe a lot of black people ain't put their hands on white folks. Maybe that just ain't in them. Shit, I know I have. I know when I was in basic training, I tried to throw one from the third floor. My homeboy came and got me and said, "You gonna go to prison, man?" I was trying to kill it. Don't come play with me. I guess ain't nobody put their hand. They ain't never put their hands on none of them, and they scared, you know. And I ain't knocking nobody what nobody think. But when we start talking about we need an order of protection, I see fear in that. I'm just telling you what I hear. I hear a little fear because what they gonna do? What is a piece of paper gonna do? If they come at you to whoop your ass, the Proud Boys come at you with their guns and whatnot. We can't hold up no piece of paper and say, "Oh well, we got an order for protection from the government." That ain't gonna stop shit. Black people, it's time for black people to get ready. And I'm sorry for using all this foul language on your panel, man. My bad. But it's time for black people to start training, getting prepared. You know, it's time to get suited and booted. And if you ain't ready to get suited and booted and it ain't in you, we can put you somewhere in an administrative position. That is okay. But it's just that time. I hear the mic.
No, but Gary, you don't have to apologize about language. I don't trip on that. Forecast wanted to say something. Go ahead, Forecast.
Man, nah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
I mean, I just want to say something real quick. I'll be honest. I'm not saying people shouldn't defend yourself and protect yourself. That's definitely what you should do as a man or a woman, right? You know, keep your First Amendment right. Keep some mace, some pepper spray. Keep a little pocket knife on you at all times. You never know. You got to always protect yourself at all times, as they teach you. However, I think at a certain point, one, I'm not sure why. I think like the article was saying, one of the girls was a campus something. Just leave these people alone, man. She's drunk. Who cares? Let her fall down and kill herself down some steps. You write it, you document it, and you keep it moving. You call campus security. I don't think to me, I've already accepted I'm a second class, third class citizen in this country. So I'm not looking to fight for no rights. I'm not looking to march. I ain't looking for none of that because it's not going to change. From Plessy v. Ferguson to so many laws on the books, you read what the framers of the Constitution felt about black people. You read what chief court justices felt about black people. These people are not going to change. So I'm not sitting here to waste my energy trying to get, is what they say, trying to get justice on stolen land. No, I don't think it makes sense to. And I'm not coming at you, Brother Bukar. I'm just saying in general. I don't think anyone should respond with violence per se, because what's going to happen is that's what they're looking for. They want to see the angry black person. Now you beat them up. Now you got an issue because the court system is still not going to favor you. We've seen that happen time and time again. So, I think if you have a community and we stop shooting each other in the head in bowling alleys, then I think we'll be able to move together as a unit. But for right now, this is a distraction, and it's just convenient. Every 3 months, there's some distraction of something that some white person does, and then the black person acts incredulous, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe in 2027." Of course, they're never going to change. Like, what makes us think that they'll be different?
I'll say this real quick before anyone. I'll ask folks to comment on what Gas just said. But I'll say that I think what Gas just touched on is one of the big conundrums in consciousness, right? Do you be, it's like the black nationalists versus the Pan-Africanists, right? Do you worry about what's going on here in America and just focus your thoughts and your direction on Africa? And that's how I used to think before, but it was on this same Shoot the Breeze that early on when Mr. Untouchable started to come through, he kind of got through to me on something. He said, wherever you are, you have to throw the stone still. You can't let them folks just run over you if you just lay down and say, well, I accept being a second or third class citizen, right? You gotta put your hands up a bit. If you're gonna be here, at least while you're here, you have to put your hands up and fight a bit. But I'll throw it to the panel. What say you guys to what Gas said? Let's start with Kevin Curry.
I'm gonna fight. Fuck that. Excuse my language. Nah, it's gotten to that point now where you gotta defend yourself. Examples have to be made, and what's the old saying goes: consequences be damned. If you keep letting people, do this, they're gonna keep doing it. You set an example with them, they're gonna learn. I mean, if they don't learn, they're gonna keep getting, their face is gonna keep running to my fists. That's it, man. Forget the old rule. I was having a very interesting conversation with a parent one day. He goes, "Yeah, this country, the experiment failed. That it's over. It's a new day now. That whole rule of this kumbaya, that's garbage. That's gone. It's time to stand up or be left behind, man." And but I'll pass here.
All right, I appreciate that, Kevin Curry. Forecast, what say you?
Yeah, I say that. You're second class citizens because there's too many brothers that make weak arguments. Like like if you're talking about something, you'd be like, "Well, what about black on black crime?" You know what I'm saying? Like you'll bring up something that's like not even really true, but like it's something kind of irrelevant to the whole topic. And then I think a lot of people are so scared they don't even realize it ain't about being violent necessarily, but you're gonna have to defend yourself one way or another. Like Like if somebody want to let somebody come up and smack them and say, you know, well, if it's a black person, then I'll handle it. But if it's a white person, I'll let it slide because I'm not a citizen or a human or whatever. I mean, you could do that, you know what I'm saying? But all of it is not even that, you know what I'm saying? Like just something as simple as like, yo, sticking together, like, well, how you use your dollars, or just something like you don't even have to have everybody, just a group of people working together to build a certain institution. But as long until you have an institution, you'll always be whatever. But if you're going to accept that, then you're just going to have to, like, you know, just like go assimilate and just accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll always be that second class citizen because they're never going to stop, you know. But yeah, I'll pass the mic.
I appreciate that. Real Black Gentleman, what say you?
I mean, I won't say anything. I'll just let someone else speak.
All right, Brother Bakari.
Yeah. When people say they're second class citizens, I guess they have put themselves above me. I was in court, and you had to raise your hand and say you're a citizen of the United States. And I told them I don't know how to what I say. I'm a citizen. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm a legal resident. You know, you understand what I'm saying? We're not treated like citizens, but I'm not gonna let nobody treat me bad. You understand? All that energy I have in me, all that fight I got tied up in me. Every opportunity that they cross me the wrong way. It's just gonna be. It is what it is. It's not me being violent. And so what if I am? Sometimes you got to be. And until we realize how violent these people are, and we willing to match them in some type of way, shit won't change. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Everybody talk negative about the civil rights movement, right? This bill got passed, this bill got passed, and then you hear people talk about Dr. King. It wasn't because he was getting whooped. It was because the people in Chicago and Detroit and all of that start busting people side the head. Yeah, and you know what? And they all, because they don't want y'all to know about the South. So during that same time, won't you study the farmers, the black farmers in the South role in the civil rights movement? All y'all seen that movie, Mississippi Burning, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't study Mississippi Burning, right? So when they show, when you show them late at night, you notice whenever they showed something, it was always late at night, right? And somebody was out by themselves.
Yeah.
Because black farmers in the South realize that's why if you come down south, you see churches on private property, especially in the small towns. Churches are going to be on a black person property, right? And if you remember in that movie, I'm telling you, I'm saying the movie, but I'm saying actually what happened. They were staying in the church and they was told not to go anywhere at night. And the reason being because those black farmers had started shooting and killing KKK members. That when stuff started to change. And they say it got to a point where KKK members, they wouldn't burn a cross within a mile of a black church unless they knew it was only women and children there. Man, you have to make these people leave you alone. Ain't nobody else gonna make them leave you alone. I'm not saying get some and go attack and we just gonna go out here and stuff, but no, but it's okay to defend yourself. Just like that brother in Miami, when those white people tried to jump him inside of their Waffle House, and he pulled out his 9mm and busted a cap in their ass. Waited on the police. Nothing happened. Nothing happened to him. You have to be willing to take care. Don't care who it is. You have to be willing to, as they get away. So I'm gonna use them. You have to be willing to stand your ground, and it's just that simple. That's my take on it.
Hey, brother Bakari, you remember this case? It's up here in New York City. Not New York City. Well, Long Island. When it was, I forgot what town. It was like a long time ago. Koku, remember the old governor, the blonde one, the first so-called black governor?
Yeah.
All right. Remember that case where it was like a black boy. He must have been talking to some white girl. It was like his father had moved into an all-white neighborhood, and all of them came that Friday to come lynch his son. And he busted one of them. He killed one of them, and the rest of them ran away from him. But
yeah,
he was eventually let go. Yeah, he was when he let go. He's like, "Yo, you're not gonna come to my house and try to tell me you're gonna lynch my son." No, he was forced to move out of the neighborhood. But hey, he defended himself, and he got what's the word? Excused by the governor.
Yeah, the governor did that, but he was already prosecuted.
No, but he was never there in jail though.
No, he actually he was going to spend time in jail.
Yeah,
they were twisting that case up against him. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not telling you or anyone not to get your First Amendment and blast back. No one is saying that. If you scared, go to church. I'm not telling anyone not to pick up guns and do what they got to do to protect themselves. But I don't see the point, one, in advocating for me for so-called fighting back in this day and age, because what are you fighting back for? How many times have we seen a white cop do something to a black person and instantly that white cop's GoFundMe is filled to capacity with funds so they can get a legal defense? You do this now. Let's say them girls beat up on that white girl. How many black people gonna donate to their GoFundMe? Not that many. So there's nothing that we fighting for. Like, I'm just being real. So I'm not saying that people shouldn't defend themselves. I'm just saying let's stop kidding ourselves, in my opinion, that one, we're not third class citizens in this country, which means we're gonna be treated like dirt a lot of times. We're gonna get excluded from stuff. Doesn't mean you have to accept it and you shouldn't fight for more. No one is saying that. But that just is what it is. And two, understand that there's no community that's gonna back you 9 out of 10 times if you do something. That's all I'm saying.
Let's welcome in D Webb from the Harsh Roddy podcast this week. Webb, how are you this week?
I'm good, man. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I missed the video, but I think I've seen this video before, like the drunk white girl or whatever. Just kind of floating around the internet. So kind of overall, real quick, I'm just gonna say, if somebody puts their hands to you, of course, handle your business, right? Somebody touches you, handle your business. But I think one of the big conundrums we have in our community is particularly being, actually it's a weakness to me, is being triggered by people dropping M-bombs on you and whatnot. Because, you know, as a proponent of somebody who knows the laws and Second Amendment and things like that, a word can never justify you know, assaulting or shooting a motherfucker, right? In actuality, they can use that to drop it on you to get you to assault them, and when you try to assault them, they can pop you the fuck up. So I think we need to be mindful of things like that and learn how to fight back with wit as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, when somebody drops something that you don't like on you or whatever, it's so many things I could drop on these people. You dirty foot cave woman, you know, like you could just go in and all out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll make her cry by the time, you know what I mean? So to me, we gotta be mindful that a lot of these people try to bait us into these situations because they know that you can be triggered by, you know, certain words. You know, there's no word that you could drop on a white person that makes them automatically assault you, right? Or get triggered or whatever. So we gotta be mindful of that and learn how to defeat these people, not only with a fist, but also with your mind. Because there's a whole lot of insults that you could throw out there that will make them feel just as bad. So yeah, in this specific you know, this specific incident, you know, like I said, once you get to touch me, then you get the hands put to you. I can do whatever I want to do to you. Right. But you also got to be mindful of laws and realize that if you can't justify, you know, fuck somebody up for a word too as well. So learn how to beat these people with your mind as well as your fist and your gun and all that other stuff. There's plenty of stuff you can drop on these people to hurt their little feelings. You know what I'm saying? Cousin fucking whatever you want to go to, you can right. Go there. Yeah, make them feel bad. So that's all I got.
No, I like that.
D Webb, I agree. You do have to fight with your mind, but you know, you do have to be mindful of everything, of your whole surroundings, and what they are, and what they could be attempting to do. But you know, in this case right here, now, and even with Gatsby, they lead them people on. Whatever that drunk woman was doing, it wouldn't have been my business, no way. In all honesty, I would have just kept going because. I'm being honest with you. She could be drunk and fall down the stairs. That's not my business. But I agree. But that's what I was talking about when somebody come at you to put their hands on you. That's what yeah, we have to be to a point to where we're gonna defend yourself. Or like when the lady in New York riding a bike and they throwing bottles at her, trying to hit her with that bottle. You got to be to a point where you're willing to defend yourself. We can't just let them get away with everything. That's my point. And that's what you said. I'm not like I'm just trying to take what you said. You know, I'm actually co-signing. At least I think I did anyway.
Yes, sir. All right. There's no last words there. Let's go to Shoot the Breeze topic number 5. I want to thank all of y'all who are with us tonight. Thanks to D-Web for joining us now. Gasket has come through. Brother Bakari, the forecast has been here. Real Black Gentleman, Marcus Garvey is the way, and Kevin Carre. Thank you guys for joining us on the panel tonight.